This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google Ivy Panda Free Essays.
Character of Iago in Othello by Shakespeare. Introduction. The essay is a critical examination of the character of Iago in the play Othello written by Shakespeare. In literature, there is always a direct link between characterization and theme development. Othello, deemed to be written in 1603, revolves around four main characters: Iago, Othello, Desdemona, wife to a Moorish general, Cassio, and the general. The themes of the play are honesty, love, misrepresentation, self-knowledge, magic, racism, oppression, pride, appearance and reality, revenge, betrayal, and jealousy. For instance, in case of honesty, Iago is termed honest. Racism is depicted when Othello is termed the black with thick lips. Most Shakespeare readers have painted Iago to be the most heinous and villain character of all time. He is capable of manipulating those around him, propelling him to achieve his desires. For this reason, he is a character that is most loved to hate. Additionally, he is the most purely malevolent character, engaging in most wrongdoings. To understand the characters of Iago, it would be rational to clearly define the term character. In literature, it has been thought of as the attributes or characteristics given to subjects used in a play, poem, novels, playwrights, as well as other literature by the author to help pass across or communicate certain themes. Iago characters. It is ironic that Iago is referred to as an honest person. A closer examination of his deeds and motives paint him another character. However, the majority of other characters are not yet aware of his deceitful and selfish character. Due to this, almost all characters are in a crisis of determining who and who not to trust. Most trust the wrong person, Iago, which leads to the downfall of various characters. For instance, Othello said, "My ancient, a man he is of honesty and trust. To this conveyance I assign my wife," in reference to Iago. It is worth mentioning here that it is these attributes that he possessed that made him successful in manipulating other characters, painting him to be a strong and compelling character. Through it, he is capable of convincing Othello that his wife Emilia had an affair. This was accomplished by him taking a handkerchief, using it as evidence. It is worth noting that, being a soldier and always siding with Othello, Iago turns out to be a trusted advisor to Othello. From the onset of the play, Iago complains that Cassio unfairly was promoted instead of him. Due to this, he plans to make both Cassio and Othello pay for this. He proclaimed himself to be an honest and trustworthy person. "Touch me not so near. I had rather have this tongue cut from my mouth than it should do offense to Michael Cassio. Yet I persuade myself to speak the truth shall nothing wrong him." Thus everything he said seemed to be thought to be nothing but the truth. Another major character that makes audiences love to hate him is being vengeful. It is apparent from the onset of the play that intends to take revenge against anybody, for instance Othello, Desdemona, Cassio, Emilia, among others. He seems to gain pleasure when others are undergoing pain as well as damage as a result of his actions. He first made Othello believe that his wife Desdemona had a love affair with Cassio. Iago did this by manipulating his wife, Emilia, wittily to take a handkerchief given to Desdemona by Othello, once in his possession. He told Othello that he had seen it being possessed by Cassio. To prove things beyond doubt, with great skill, he arranged a conversation between Cassio and Bianca and carefully positioned Othello so that he thinks Cassio is discussing his wife. Additionally, in Act 1, Scene 3, "Look to her more, if thou hast eyes to see, she has deceived her father and may thee," warns Brabantino. This statement is used by Iago to remind Othello that his wife's father said she might betray him. Additionally, his manipulative characteristic is depicted when convinced Roderigo, a friend, to side with him. Iago uses his deceitful and treacherous character in making the latter hold the opinion that after making Othello go, he will win the affection of Desdemona, Othello's wife, only when he supports his plans, which he did not decline. There is no doubt that Iago is a jealous individual. This, coupled with the fact that he has a desire for fellow men, makes him hate women. This can be attributed to the fact that he killed his own wife. Additionally, he is not happy considering the fact that he is passed in ranks. For this he carries a heavy heart and promises revenge, which he eventually did. This was accomplished when he planned a fight between his ally Roderigo and Cassio. He took the chance to kill Cassio on the basis that the victim double-crossed his friend. The character of jealousy is what mainly drove him to be vengeful. Iago can also be seen as not being very creative. Although he managed to put on a face of honesty, he failed to change tact when things seemed to work against him. His downfall can be attributed to sticking to his plans despite the fact that it was obvious that he was not capable of seeing his own destruction, and if he could see, it seemed that he just ignored it, dull not device by coldness and delay. Iago is also seen to be a funny character. In this scene, Iago can be said to have winked at the audiences while revealing his wits, skills and knowledge of manipulation. Lastly and more importantly, although Iago looks like a scheming person who is not a coward, towards the end of the play, he is seen as being a coward. Killing his wife manifests this. Conclusion. From the review of the character of Iago in the play Othello by Shakespeare, it is evident that he is the one character that successfully plays the villain, and most of the audiences and readers would love to hate him. Among the characters that clearly define Iago are: he is vengeful, jealous, funny, honest, manipulative, cowardly and lacks creativity. For instance, he failed seeing his own downfall and changed tact. He went an extra mile making others suffer or completely damaged. Using his deceitful skills, he destroys the relationship between Othello and his wife, kills Cassio for his own selfish interest, and kills his wife. It is definitely through him that Shakespeare manages to bring out various themes such as revenge, jealousy and betrayal. This essay on character of Iago in Othello by Shakespeare was written and submitted by your fellow student. You are free to use it for research and reference purposes in order to write your own paper. However, you must cite it accordingly.